In the Goddard School's Infant and First Steps classrooms, our teachers are focused on helping children build productive relationships with other children and with teachers, helping them learn to communicate, and developing important motor skills.
Growth and socialization is worked on each day, and being around other children their age and learning from them and being able to learn different things about culture and the environment and just things in the world that I may not be able to give them by just being at home with them.
Outdoor learning is a really important piece to include in any program with young children. Essentially, all of the learning opportunities that can happen indoors can also happen outdoors.
For our 4-year-old, he's really enjoyed the Outdoor Learning Center. He'll come home and talk about the bugs that he finds and how the leaves are interacting with the environment. They really do come home every day and talk about these special experiences that the school is putting together for them.
I can tell they're being active. They're not just sitting in one place. They're moving and having a good time as they do that.
There's a social and emotional benefit of just being in open space. So we're finding that kids who are allowed to explore and engage in natural environments and structured outdoor environments have higher motivations for learning, and the academic outcomes that relate to their learning are in some cases stronger.
As an educator, I was really looking for a school that's going to focus on their development educationally. Last week they were studying engineering, and she wanted to tell us all about the different things they were building and ways to use different simple machines.
Talking about, building bridges, letting the kids do experiments with index cards or gumdrops and toothpicks. We have a robotics unit that's really great, and the kids love it.
The creativity and innovation are building our early engineers. They're practicing with the blocks. They might create a little ramp, or they might create a tower. If I pile these blocks up, how many can I pile before the thing falls down?
If you set out a problem that allows them to think about how to solve it, give them the time to solve it, give them an opportunity to fail, and then address that failure, all of that is setting a great stage to support good learning.
Our schools are obvious from the way the day begins. The parents are welcomed in by a smiling face, a director or an owner, and they feel like they're where they're welcome and they belong here.
Watching the passion and the excitement all of the staff had here was going to be infectious. Our children were going to have fun and learn. It's everything we were looking for.
Safety is a big factor in what we chose when we were looking at a school. We're also very impressed with the fact that they practice emergency procedures with all of the kids, even though they're really young. They make sure that everyone understands what their role is. We felt like they'd be really safe and well protected here.
The flow of the children across interest in play, outside experiences in a gym, it's all integrated. It's not that now we're going to stop this activity and start another one, because the brain doesn't shut down. It's weaving this all together, and you have to give it good yarn.
In our pre-K classroom, this is really where it starts coming together. All the things they've been learning up to that point, now we're starting to see them move them forward. So the 4 C's, for example, teachers are creating awesome, amazing learning experiences. The children are engaged in their learning, and that engagement, based on the fact that we're doing things that are interesting to them or meaningful to them, it also leads to an excitement about learning generally, an excitement that carries forward, and it supports core academic skills.
In pre-K, we're very focused on getting them ready for school, and not just getting them ready, but making sure they're confident when they go into school in their ability to build relationships and follow routines and really shine and thrive in a school environment.
Art is not just about expression. Art is really the core of STEM learning, and that's why we call it STEAM, because art is really about that creativity and innovation.
I just think it's great to follow the standards and be able to learn through play, really bringing out their creativity, doing art, doing dramatic play, and so many different things that you don't see in that public school setting. There's so much more happiness and creativity here that they can take with them.
I find that a lot of the schools tend to minimize music and art, and we know we've got right brain kids, but we have left brain kids both. And so they need to be fed with kinds of activities that really matter to them. Music and art are definitely great activities to empower kids.
In the toddler and Get Set classroom, teachers are focused on helping children develop executive function. What that means is that they're helping them develop the skills to regulate their own emotions, to sit down and work with other children, collaborate with other children on a project or an activity, get along with other children, and work more independently.
One of the biggest things that was just surprising for us, particularly because we have no way to help them or to help them interpret, is when they started learning Chinese, and they come home and they're singing songs in Chinese and starting to recognize the characters, and that's just amazing. And they're just like sponges, and so they're really taking that in and learning, and it's really amazing.
A literacy-rich environment doesn't mean I have a bunch of books. A literacy-rich environment means throughout the day I plan around language learning activities.
Language skills in the classroom are really most efficiently supported while the child is on the run, not sitting in a chair at a table or in a circle. But it's when they're communicating with their friends during play or during free time, or they're at a materials center where they're exploring.
All of the activities are kind of put at their level, so they really feel like they're being successful with everything.
We might have a song that we learn and we'll repeat that song. Maybe we'll take a book and we'll act out the story in the book. Talking, singing, reading to children, those three things are really about building that literacy environment.
Science can be infused through all different aspects of a classroom setting. So an example of this might be focusing a little bit more on science practices, which are the skills that scientists use to understand the world and also happen to be the skills that preschoolers use. So they're making observations of the world around them. They're developing hypotheses about why things work. They're testing those hypotheses. They're making predictions about what will happen next.
As a scientist, STEAM's really important for us. We want to kind of instill that love of science into both of our daughters. So Goddard does an excellent job from just the focus on it on a daily basis, but also the special activities, whether it's a kind of take-home project that you can do with the family, or if it's a science fair. They really have done a nice job of being creative about how they introduce science, and we really fell in love with it.
Here at Goddard, the entire day works multi-sensory, multi-learning style, multi-domain. So for me, as an educator, I look at this as a paradise for children, a paradise in learning.
Technology has changed the way that the children learn. They see so much technology outside of school. They're coming in at 5, they already have that experience with technology, and then we can put it to an educational use.
The key to using technology in our classrooms is that teachers use it to effectively manage the class and individualize the instruction.
Will our robot move without wheels? No.
The technology that they use in the classroom, from the computers and the touch screens, has enhanced essentially, certainly my 4-year-old's learning.
Not only learning, but just dexterity and familiarity with the devices themselves, like being able to use a mouse. So just all those skills are building up to something more.
Okay guys, so today we're going to be making a nutritious and delicious treat.
The activities that they do at the Goddard School are things that my girls come home really excited to tell us about, and they love to talk to us about eating healthy and tell us why they should eat more vegetables or they want to have a smoothie.
The things that they would do here, I definitely can't get them to do at home. I don't know if it's a, hey mom, you know, I tried this new for the day. I didn't like it, but I tried it, and they will try it on the basis of their peers eating it around them.
So you're gonna help me put all that stuff in here in the blender.
Kids who are seeing the food made and are participating in it are far more invested in the outcome and are far more likely to try it.
My oldest daughter, she's like a health nut. She's very serious when it comes to eating healthy and stuff like that. So, and she learned that here in school.
children best learn through play. Physically touching the math problem, drawing a picture, using their imagination. When kids are active, they learn better.
They're doing math that isn't just shapes and colors. They're actually doing addition and subtraction.
Very good job. 5 + 2 = 7.
Our Goddard teachers are fantastic at seeing where they can integrate math. Playing outside, and we're going to do a science lesson around different colored leaves. Well, you can count and sort and classify.
Whether it is playing with beans and spoons or working in the kitchen and being able to measure different ingredients, it's all fun. Kids love to cook. But there's so much math and chemistry that's involved in that they don't even realize that that's what's really going on. We want to make sure that education is really the forefront of what we do.
STEAM is a phrase that refers to science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. And these are ways that adults might parse the world, but for children, they come together in a really integrated way. So when children are building with recycled materials, they're using science skills, they're using engineering skills, they're using math skills, and they're using their artistic skills as well.
Through all those different aspects of the curriculum, I think we're able to prepare them to be critical thinkers, to better communicate as we try to prepare them for not only school, but careers in the future.
One of the things that they do is pick up on the things that your kids are really interested in and help them pursue that. So Dean, for example, loves science. So they are actively looking for science books for him, and he comes home knowing things about the planet Mars, and they just have found a way to tap into his natural interest and make him a better learner.
The biggest thing for me was it was child-centered. I love that they explored through the sciences. They do physical activity. They're always going to the gym. They're going outside. It's not just the reading, writing, and arithmetic. And that was big. I wanted my kids to play, but I wanted them to learn through play.
Getting those executive functions at a young age, whether it's teamwork or one being a leader, another following, involving math, which is a day-to-day thing, it starts at a very young age. And the way we do it here is just amazing.
We need our future workforce to be people who know how to learn. STEAM education is all about learning how to learn. You're problem solving, you're testing your ideas. So engaging STEAM at that early childhood period gives children the sense of selves that we need to help them consider those careers in the future.
Goddard's curriculum is a really great base of operations. The Flex program makes it really a special and unique experience for every child. But what really sets us apart are the enrichment programs that we offer.
Having not only one but 2 different languages a week, and also the music program. One of the highlights for me was when my child came home and was singing head, shoulder, knees, and toes in Chinese.
My eldest daughter's favorite activity is science. She comes home and loves to tell us about the different experiments they've done in class. Last week they were studying engineering, and she wanted to tell us all about the different things they were building and ways to use different simple machines.
My kids are exposed to a lot more here in the best way possible than I would even expose them to at home. Like, I personally don't know how to play chess. The idea that my daughter is gonna learn how to play chess, and she's probably totally schooling me by the time she's 4 years old, is really nice.
The chess program that we have here at the school teaches chess through storytelling. Each chess piece has its own character, its own story behind it. For instance, the king, he really enjoys eating a lot. He has a little difficult time walking around because of that, but he tries to overcome it by getting out and playing games with his friends.
He's done so many regal and kingly things during the day that he needs more food.
By exposing them to different ways in which they're receiving information. Maybe it's auditory, maybe it's musical, maybe it's sensory, maybe it's verbal, maybe it's some other way. I think translating that into different activities where they might be doing something that is motor and physical, or if it's cultural, or if it's food related, all of those things I think create a sum that's greater than its parts, and I think lead to better learning, and I think more satisfied, resilient, happy kids.
Our parents trust the Goddard School because of the strong curriculum program, the commitment to safety and security for their children, and the community aspect of our program.
With our children, they rotate around the classroom and they choose interests that they want to do. And then a teacher can sit down with 1 or 2 children and really differentiate for that child. Working in these really small groups is the way that our children really do excel.
What you're teaching children, and you're modeling it throughout that preschool experience, is that it's not just the particular facts that you're learning in the particular processes, the skills that you develop, but you develop it along with a very strong passion for what you're doing, knowing that learning is incredibly fun.
Well, there's a lot of safety features that Goddard offered us that are not only just kind of personal for us, but just kind of in general. One of the things that we really appreciated here was the teacher-to-child ratio. They worked with us one-on-one, had conferences with us, and really just made sure that we felt comfortable with the safety that they would provide our kids.
We can send pictures to the parents throughout the day. They get their daily report sent directly to their phone or to their email. The parents really love it.
Sense of community here is really the key that makes this place work. I can give a great tour, but in honesty, the people that make this work are the families and the teachers that we have and the community that they create. I want them to realize that they are the basis of what we are.
You can just feel that warmth inside of the building as soon as you enter, speaking to the directors, the owners are always inside of the building, so you just get that feeling of, you know, walking into a safe family environment.
Goddard experience for me as a parent has been amazing.
It's such a family environment.
The Goddard experience means child-focused, it means nurturing, and it means community.
I would say the main thing is the curriculum. It's a safe, happy place to be.
What really impressed us about the Goddard School is that it was really innovative, and when we came to visit it, the classrooms were just so warm and they were really inviting, and the way that they were decorated and the teachers, they all just seemed like it was a really stimulating and exciting place.
We really trusted that it was a place where not only our children would be safe, but where we knew that they would be stimulated academically.
As an educator, when I heard about the child-focused mission of Goddard's curriculum, I was really excited because I know that that helps them to sort of initiate their own learning, to get excited, to stay engaged, and it also sparks interests that could last them the rest of their lives.
Goddard really believes in learning through play. Everything that we do is making sure that we're following and setting up a developmental goal and guideline.
The children are excited when we pull into the parking lot. They don't want to leave when it's time to go home.
With all the locations across the country, we've had families that have come to us specifically because they knew Goddard was that trusted leading brand that's out on the marketplace. When they get to our door, they meet the people that are part of Goddard and they realize that that trust is well-deserved.
I know that my kids aren't another name on the list. Like, they are individuals and they're treated as individuals here, and I think that's really important for preschool.
Why do I trust Goddard with my kids? I mean, that's the biggest question, right? That's the biggest thing when you think about it. Like, are you gonna send your kids to a child care center? I have just felt so much love to my children, and I'm so thankful for that.
Very good job, Ava. 7 minus 4 equals 3.
I'm a true believer in great leadership starts at the top. Their passion carries on to all of the teachers throughout the entire school.
I'm really excited about our Educational Advisory Board. The board is comprised of experts and leaders from across early childhood education. They help us take research and put it into practice so that we can provide really awesome experiences to the children in the classrooms.
The teachers are able to freely create their lesson plans so they can make them fun for the kids. They can individualize them and do those small groups with the children.
The Goddard experience for us is preparing our children not only for the next grade or elementary school, it's preparing them for life. It's giving them life skills.
They develop tremendous leadership skills while they're here. They learn to collaborate and to work very effectively with their classmates and to make friends.
For our family, the Goddard experience is safety, enrichment, and preparedness for the rest of life.
I don't feel like I'm sending my kids to a daycare. I feel like I'm sending them to school, which I think is what the Goddard experience is.
Within the Goddard School, we're using the highest caliber of faculty that you're going to find. These are people who have devoted their lives to the field of education.
I feel that the Goddard School teachers are a cut above.
Being a teacher at a Goddard School, you can't fake it. You really have to love what you're doing.
Our teachers are very different because we are really a family here.
The biggest thing that I think the teachers kind of instill in the kids is not only a sense of self-control, but a sense of self-worth.
I get the chance to impart the philosophy of play to young children, to allow children to grow and learn.
We invest in our teachers. We train them, we coach them the Goddard way.
We do online trainings and we do in-person trainings. I try to gear it towards what the teachers are actually teaching in the classroom at that time.
We are going to do an experiment.
Every teacher that we've encountered and worked with has always been very welcoming, very friendly, very happy.
Having people around your kids all day that you feel like are ones that you would want to be around them all the time are really important.
We've seen the teachers take it beyond something that I would ever think preschool teachers would do, and really making sure that the students are confident and independent and really learning something that they can apply to different situations.
I think it's really great for the kids to see that their parents and the directors and the teachers are all on the same page.
When you have that quality relationship where the parents trust the teachers trust the parents, their children unquestionably benefit.
I'm lucky because I have a job where the people there want to see me that early, and they're happy to be with me for 10 hours a day. It makes me happy to see them, happy to see me.
I love the families that I get to interact with. I love the children in the classroom.
My favorite thing about being a Goddard School teacher is watching the kids grow and learn, playing with them. The kids just brighten your day. Their smiles, their hugs, the laughter. It's great.